Wake up and move. Justin Arnold back here again at Flex MB, bringing another Movement Monday. And last week I brought you a movement snack. Good little warm up or morning or night, little mobility, more active positioning because we threw in things like some push-ups. Today we're gonna go through another movement snack, and this is probably more like before you go to bed or first thing in the morning, just to get some movement on. Definitely trying to hit every single joint on the body with this one, but more flow. And it's gonna seem pretty simple because we're more or less gonna be in a position like this for most of it. So something to ease into your day, but also get the blood flowing, get you moving better. And we'll go through some modifications if you need it, but this should, again, be one of those nice little snacks you can fit in first thing in the morning, before you go to bed, or if you just need to, you've been sitting at a desk all day and just need to stop and get moving so you can, again, move better, feel better, and then ultimately live better. That's what we're showing here on this Movement Monday, one of these quick little movement snacks to get in and get out anywhere, anytime, today. Okay, so like I said, we're pretty much gonna be in this position because I want to make it as simple as and easy for you guys to really find the benefit, but also to not have any kind of limiting factors going on as far as doing it. Now, I will give you a little teaser. If you're into more workout snacks, those are gonna be happening tomorrow with a TRX and then Wednesday with our workout of the week. So you're gonna really start like this. Again, if this position bothers your knees, just make sure you have a pad or a mat or a soft floor like I have. This first one is gonna be all about the wrists. I'm gonna show you a couple different drills, maybe 3, but really this is just it. A lot of people have tight wrists from all their little typing. So we're just gonna start kind of like rocking, hands forward. And then we're gonna put them side to side. How many rocks? It's up to you. I kind of just go until I need to, but if you're into the counting thing, you could do about 8 or 10 each direction. Again, you could even set a clock. And then the last one, I'm gonna do one at a time. One of these fun facts you may not know about me, I separated my left wrist in college. Some people can do this with both hands, but I separated my left wrist in college, being Justin, and I was in a musical. My minor is dance, if you didn't know, theater movement, and we were rehearsing for Fiddler on the Roof, and I was just goofing, jumping over somebody. And with my dance slippers on, I landed and I slipped back and I separated my wrist. Thing is, I didn't know it for 6 months. So fun little story there. I kind of went rock climbing, even took a rock climbing course, did a lot of adventuring with a separated wrist, and it waited too long, so I had to have surgery. Nice little scar. Anyways, it keeps me from having the ability to be able to do both. But I don't set limitations, so I do one at a time. And if you notice, I'm flipping it under, and this might be hard. And then again, I'm going to try and rock with it. I'll even make some fists with it. Maybe have some rotation. I want you to find what you like, what works. I'm just showing you some examples because I want this to be a flow. So again, we did this, we did the side, and then we did this, just to kind of review. From there, we're gonna go into some cat-cow variations. So most of you have ever done yoga even once in your life, you know this cat-cow. And that's where we're gonna start, just kind of moving the spine, but I like to add to it. So I'm gonna move some side bends like this, kind of like even tilt the head and the neck to get the neck going. So we just did up and down as much as you can. I like to almost feel like I'm feeling each vertebrae. And then again, we went with the side. And then the last part of this are these rotations. So we're just going through it. You notice I kind of did something similar with the wrist in a way. Now we're doing it with the back and then the spine. And then from here, we're just gonna do almost like some scapula presses. Now, if you're more advanced, you wanna take it up, you could do what's called scapula push-ups. You wanna warm up your core in the morning or do a little bit at night. Otherwise, we're just staying here and I'm pressing up through the shoulder blades, the scapula, depressing. So just like this. Of course, I'm breathing through it. I'm bracing when I can. So a little review. Again, we started here. Then we went with a little more side bends, moving the neck. And then we added rotation, a little bit of fun flow. Make sure we do both directions. Okay, and then we did the scapula. From there, we're gonna come down here. See, we haven't really moved in this position. Don't worry, we're gonna get in the hips. And then we're just adding these T-spine rotations. Now, I like to do them on the forearm. and then just press open. Again, you could do about 10 reps a side, but if you want, you can even reach up. You can even stay in your hands, but we're going to get to some of these kinds of things. Reach up, but we're staying here for right now. Again, I like this one. Doesn't mean it's better. It's just what I prefer. Just showing you some examples for what you may like or what might work better for you. From there, we're going into some spinal rolls. So we're going to sit back in the beast, and you definitely have seen me do this because this, again, is a daily. I literally do, if not all these, most of these, and this is one I definitely do daily. And I'll do it either on or off my knees, but we're just going to sit back in that beast or child's pose, whatever you call it, pushing up through each, pushing up, squeezing the glutes when I can. Oh man, that just feels so good. If you've never done it, you just really feel everything opening up. And then you see I'm getting my hips now. I'm hitting my hips here, and then getting into the spine, getting the hip flexors, squeezing the glutes here. Spend a little time, and I'll even rock here a little bit. Now, if this is bothering your wrist, that's where we started with it. But make sure with any kind of like hand on the ground, whether it be a plank, whether it be a push-up, you never want a flat palm. You want to be pressing your fingers into the ground. I always like to visualize as if I'm trying to squeeze blades of grass. And if you don't know what that is, go outside right now, get into this position, and try to really grab a handful of grass. We also want to stack those wrists, stack those joints. So I've got my wrist, elbow, and shoulder. You want to try those? You're like, sit back and then roll through, like push through each vertebrae, squeeze the glutes, lift up. Now, if you want to make it more of a workout, Jay, you can be like here, push up through those hips. Now, this is kind of what we were doing last week, but I'm trying to take it easy for some folks out there. From there, we go back into that beast. So we just push back, roll through a couple times, maybe 10 or however. Then when we get back here, see where our knees are going to reach. And with this one, I like to reach out, palms down, drop the head if I can. And then when I get to that bottom, we're going to just turn that thumb up, just breathe through it. And then we're just going to alternate. I would recommend spend about 3 to 5 breaths in each area. So that's like, I'm going a little fast just to give you some demonstration. And then move on to that other side. So again, drop, thumbs up, back up, reach over, I crawl at it, drop, ooh, nice little stretch. Now, one thing you may not notice when I'm doing this, I'm trying to pull my hip away as far. So this is my right arm, trying to pull my right hip as far from those fingers as I can to get that lat. Because that lat goes from about your shoulder all the way down your hip. And people may not know that, so that's what we're trying to do. From here, these bow to reach throughs, or bow to needle, some people call them. It's almost like I'm activating my scapular. So we're getting some more shoulder, and then we're just going to reach through. Hi, Jalen. Shake my hand. And we want to drop that head onto the ground. Drop that body. Feel that. Now push your hips back. Then we take that other arm and reach across. Feels good, right? It feels good. Now let's try that other side. Reach. I love you being here, son. Thanks for being on my video today, Jay. We spent some fun times this weekend. We went and played video games. We were supposed to go to a baseball game. We didn't play video games. I'm just looking over there because this is a lot, but I just want to go through it. Make sure I cover it all for you. And so we just did that reach across. Then we just did those reach through again. Reach up and through, reach across. And then last but not least in this flow, we're going to just kind of come up. We're actually coming up. Downward dog. We're going to go into this pigeon. So we're getting a little deeper hip. And if this is a little hard, do what you can. And then we're just going to take that inside hand. We're just going to say, hey, big wave. Hey, big wave. And we're step back here. And if you can't, maybe you just step here. But if you can't, go all the way here. Or if you need to do this one standing or elevated. Hi, how's it going, everyone out there in social media land? Hi. That gets that shoulder. Are there other things we can do? For sure. But this is just something, man, I feel warm, right? More awake. But it wasn't too challenging, too difficult, and there's a way to go from every single joint every day. So if we go through it again. So we got your wrists. You go through those wrists. Again, you could just do a few each side like this. If you're like limited for time, like I said, we want these to be little snacks. And then we go into that, cat cow, and then we go side cat cow. We start adding those rotations. Again, just make sure you're breathing through it, And then we got the scapula presses. It's just a few of those, if you're limited. Then we got some of these. Maybe do only 3 or 5 a side if you're limited for time. You know, and then we had spinal roll. Do a few of those. Spinal roll. And then we're back here and we're just reaching across, dropping thumbs up, you know, maybe 2 or 3 breaths instead. You know, don't feel like, oh, I can't do that one, Justin, because I don't have 10 minutes. I only have 5. Well, maybe you cut it in half, or maybe you're doing what I'm just doing. Doing a little bit each side. You know, doing a little bit what you can. Just trying to get to moving, you know. Maybe you just set a clock for 5 minutes. Maybe you spend a little bit longer time on one or the other. Like, for example, right shoulder feels pretty good. Left shoulder that rotator cuff surgery got a little bit tight, so maybe I'll just sit into this one, or maybe I'll just do that one, you know? It just all depends. And then we just got that downward dog, pigeon, waves. And there we just went through the whole thing, didn't we, Jay? Uh-huh. That was the whole thing. I mean, it took a little bit longer initially because I wanted to explain it for everybody out there, but this is all. And that took maybe what, like a minute and a half? So again, we're trying to meet you where you're at. Sorry about that. So whatever it is, try to get some of these movement snacks in, get a little nibble, and take care of yourself, because you only got one body to live in, and we preach this here. It's like, take care of the one thing that you can kind of control, and that's what you put in your body, not only mentally, but nutritionally and physically. Because all these things in health, it's not just about the aesthetics. It should never have been about that. It should always about optimizing your life. And when you're moving better, and you're eating better, and you're feeling better, everything else, your relationships with your family, your work, your life, stressors in life, you can handle them better when you're more holistically, mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, all those things, spiritually more aligned. And all these things can happen by just moving every day. Anyways, hope this helps out. If it does, we'd love to hear from you guys. If you do this one and you just feel better, man, we definitely want to hear that, because this is a way to share some love for free to those that you know, right?
Mm-hmm. Don't give up, try your best, and have fun.
Yes! Hey, thanks for checking out videos just like these. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and click on notifications below to stay up to date on all these videos that we post here throughout the week. And again, tag a friend underneath if you think they might benefit from these videos. And if you need further training or further information or a little more personalized programming to meet your needs, we can create a customized roadmap to meet your needs here at FlexMP. Just click on that link below. Again, contact us today at FlexMP to get you moving better, living better, and feeling better.